Can we stand, please? Thank you very much. Today we are going to have a very exciting tour in the early hours, and then we'll round up with a detailed conversation led by a team of specialists and experts in terms of traditional conservation and heritage buildings. But this morning, we are going to have a very short session that's going to be led by Professor Isa Adams, fellow of the Nigerian Institute. He's going to take us through the selected sites, because the sites are indeed numerous. We may not be able to exhaust everything, but they have carefully selected an array of sites that we could see that gives us all the variety that is available within the context of traditional architecture, Hausa architecture. Can I welcome Architect Isa Adams, please?
Thank you very much, Dr. Maazu. The Emir of ZAZZAU, ably represented by the Wakil and Tarihi. My chair, Architect Binta Othman Maliki, past chairman of NIA Kaduna State Chapter, fellows, distinguished colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This morning, as Dr. Maazu rightly said, we are going to look at selected. That word selected is important because the houses that are of heritage importance in Zaria are many, but we've selected the few we are going to today, and we'll continue with the documentation even after this workshop. So the selected buildings are 8. They are listed there. The Gidan Sarkin Magina, that's the Babangwani's house, up to St. Bath Church. While we are going to the various sites, we'll also be traversing the selected city gates. Some are not accessible, but those that are accessible will access them. Each has its unique attributes. The least age of the building we are visiting is 100 years. And we have the palace of Queen Amina, which is about 450 years old, will be visited, and it is standing solid. Next slide, please. Next, this is the Babangwani. This is the way leading to the house. Next. Now this is the personal house of Babangwani, the famous Babangwani. It is his personal house. It was built in 1835, meaning that, back please. Yeah, meaning that it's about 191 years old today. It was built by the master builder himself. The contact person in the house now is the current Sarkim Magina, Mohammed Girado Jafar. He's the person in the house currently. Next. So this is what we have as the plan. The house is big, but some parts have collapsed due to lack of maintenance. But at least we have 3 or 4 spaces that we have visited. There's the Fada, there's the Zaure, and one of the zaures had been converted to a shop. This will be more detailed and visible in the next slide. Next slide. This is the front of the building. You can see that it is naked. There was no plastering. The pinnacles are there, the entrance. Of course, they've introduced some louver windows, you can see. They are not part of the original design. But then it is still standing nakedly, as is expected of a truly traditional building. Next. Now you can see the walls are falling due to lack of maintenance. This building could be a listed building. It needs immediate maintenance. Otherwise, in the next few years, it may collapse. Next. Now, this is part of the decoration. And that further we saw in the floor plan. Flying arches converging with flowery ornamentations. Next. No, this is a low-level opening. We've been told by Professor Tukur Saad that poor people usually have this height of opening so that as you are entering, you'll be forced to bow. You'll bow to them by force. So it's one of the attributes of the low-income people. Yeah, but for emirs and high dignitaries, you see that the height of the opening is high. Yes. Now you see, part of the building has collapsed. So if care is not taken, where we have that ornamentation may also collapse if adequate maintenance is not carried out immediately. So part of it has collapsed. Yes? Now the construction material for all the buildings we've visited is mud. You know, dale palm trunk, chiawa, grass fodder, horse, and donkey dung. I asked the Sarki Magina, why are they not using cow dung? He explained that if they use cow dung, grass will grow on the roof, and that is not wanted because cow dung is a manure. But horse and donkey dungs are very well used, and they don't allow the growth of manure. So, as you have seen, the physical condition is seriously deteriorated. This requires urgent restoration. And this should be written as a listed building because it was built by the master builder himself. Next. The next house we'll visit is the Gidanshi Tower. It is a house that belongs to learned people. Next slide. This is the location on Google. Next. Now, it was built by Malan Shitu. That's why it is called Shi'i Tower, the house of Malan Shitu. It was built equally by Babangwani in 1835 because the same year the mosque that collapsed was constructed was the same year that it was built. And the current contact in the house is Malan Umar Sani. Next. So this is what we have. We have on the right the Zaure, and then on the left we have what the Majalisi, where they have their wazifa, and then we have the Makaranta where studies are taken. Next. Now this is, on the right is the entrance to the Zaure, while to the left is the Majalisi and Makaranta. Next. So you see, this is one of the symbols of Babangwani works. You see flying arches converging at the center. If you recall the first building we saw, it has something similar. So we've seen this in many of the buildings he has. We'll see them live. Next. Yeah, this part of the Zauri, they have synergized and have installed a fan. It was not part of the original design, certainly, but they're using it for ventilation. Next. Okay, this is still part of the Zaure. Next. Now, this is Asabari, for those that don't know. It's used to cover doorways. You know, in the past, there was no issue of security. You'll afford to have your door open, and then you use Asabari to cover the door. It prevents a negative thermal intrusion and even rain from entering the room. Next. Now, the condition of the house is quite good, but there was a small crack in the majalisi that needs to be sustained. They told us that they maintain these houses annually through contribution from family members. Next. Then Gidan Sarki Lalatu is in Amaru here. It's the first one we are going to visit. Next. This is the way to the house. Next. It was built by Sarkin ZAZZAU in 1875, meaning that it is 151 years old. Unfortunately, they do not know who built the house. They asked all the old people around. Nobody could tell them who actually built the house. The current contact is Yeriman ZAZZAU, Alhaji Sani Galadima. We are meeting him this morning. Next. So this is they have the Zauran Tangara and Zauran Bilibili. I'll explain one interesting part of the Zauran Tangarang as we proceed. Next. So this is the entrance to the houses. Next. This is the Zauran Bilibili. Bilibili is a bird in Hausa land that produces its nest here. You know, they said they do not know who the builder is, but you can see this is one of the signatures of Bobangwani. So it's possible that it was built by Bobangwani, but we cannot authoritatively say that for now. Next. Now this is the Zauran Tangarang. If you look at the top, you can see 4 Tangarare. Tangarare, that's the plural of Tangaranko, Doctor. Yeah, one very interesting thing that Dr. Balamakos mentioned. We thought it is decoration. But interestingly, Dr. Marcos is telling us that this is usually placed on buildings such that if there's any slight structural failure, the tangarang will fall down. And people will know that there's a problem with the structure. So this is one of the structural gymnastics our forefathers had been using. It is still in existence. Next. Okay, now you can see the thickness of the wall. Because this is what Dr. Bala was discussing yesterday with regards to thermal mass. See the size of the wall itself is about from 600 to 1 meter thick, so that it contains the negative qualities of heat and then retains coolness in the night. Next. This is all part of the decoration. Next. The building is in a fair condition, but certainly it needs maintenance, especially with regards to the finishings. Next. Then the next is Gizam Maji Ishak. This is very close to us here. We'll just trek to the place when we come. It's the last building we are visiting. Yep. It's just about a kilometer from the palace here. Next. Now, it was built in 1906 by Maji Ishak Muhammad. So it is about 120 years old. The builder is also unknown. The contact there is Abubakar Jafar. Next. So it is a story building. We have the ground floor where you have a series of zores. You can see the series of zores, and then the Malam's quarters is on the first floor. There's a staircase leading to the upper floor. Next. Now this is the front of the building, followed by, next. Okay, this is the story building I'm talking about from the interior. Next. This is what they call al-kuki. Al-kuki is where they usually put their light, so to say, in the room. If they have a chibalbal or lantern, it will be placed there. Most often you see that it is, you see it very black with smoky surfaces. And things are also kept there. You can see that they are storing things that are valuable there. Next. Okay, this is part of the failure we are having at the upper floor. You can see the ceiling is peeling off. Next. Now this is the traditional window. You know, the windows we have in the tradition is not as wide as the windows conventionally in our designs. This window is very small. This is to prevent heat from coming into the interior. Next. Now the physical condition is also not good. It requires maintenance, serious maintenance for that matter. Next. Then we have Gidan Sani Tanuna. That's in Kusfa. So this is the Google image, yes. Now the house was built in 1900, meaning that it is exactly 126 years old. It was built by the progenies of Babangwani, the sons of Babangwani, and the current contact is Alhaji Ali Abdul Rauf. Next. So this is the mosque. This was posted, yes, the next picture, please. This was posted on, if some of you probably might have seen this on Facebook, where somebody said a 500 years old structure. We confirmed it is not actually up to 500 years. It is about 126 years old. Next. Okay, this is the side of the building. This is the interior, where the imam stays. Next. This is, ornamentation. We tried to decode what this means, but we are reliably told it doesn't have any meaning. It's just their way of decorating their surfaces. Next. This is also another double arc design, which Fan, of course, introduced. Next. Okay, this physical condition is also fair, but there's part of the building, the mosque is attached to a madrasa. The madrasa has collapsed. They've actually covered it presently. It needs maintenance, at least the mosque itself. Next. Then the Gidan Jisambo and Gwan Bishar. Quickly. Next. Okay, it was built in 1926 also. You can see most of the buildings were built by Babangwani. So it was built by Babangwani. The current contact is Idris Omar. Next. Okay, see, this is what we have. This is one also of the very traditional setup we met with little intrusion of modernity. Next. Okay, so this is the entrance to the house. Now this is the interior. You can see most of the ones we saw are covered with roofing sheet. And covering a building with roofing sheet has its own disadvantage. You recall that the mosque had problem because of the covering the roof, which sheets, and it was unable to breathe. So this is very naked. It needs maintenance. You can see the asabari. This is truly traditional, which the gutters, as you can see there. Next. Okay, this is the top, the ceiling. Next. This is the al-kuki also. You can see that it is all the smoke coming from the al-chibalbal has blackened the surface. Next. Okay, you can see the deterioration at the top, almost falling. Next. It is certainly in a very poor condition, and this needs serious maintenance. Next. This is the house I'm telling you where we are told that it was the palace of the first palace of Queen Amina. She stayed there before moving to the present location. Next. This is the location. Next. So, we know they cannot for certainty tell us the actual year it was built, but they inform us that it was built during the reign of Queen Amina. And looking at archives, Queen Amina ruled from 1576 to 1610. So it is between those years that this was built. So that's about 450 years old. The builder certainly will not be known. It was even before the coming of Babangwani. So the builder is certainly not known, and Alhaji Kabiru was our contact. You'll see the quality of our workmanship and its current state. Next. Yeah, this is the entrance to the Zaure. Next. This is the mosque close to the Zaure. You'll see the interior. Next. Now this is the interior of her palace. You can see the massive, compare the size of the columns with Jabiru standing close to it. It is very, very massive. And one of the qualities of the traditional building, all these arches you are seeing, they were done without any formwork. They are self-supporting. And that should be an area for research for structural engineers. Next. Okay, this is the interior of the mosque. Also, it is quite wide and without any mid support. It is supported by the arches. Next. Okay, this is another side to the Queen Amina's palace. Next. Now, this is about the best building we found in an excellent condition. And when we asked how were they able to maintain this for 450 years, they told us that it was contribution from all the grandchildren that is used to annually maintain the building. So I think it's one of the areas that should be looked at by some others. Dr. Bala yesterday, when presenting, has produced a framework for conservation. I think that should be seriously looked at, because if care is not taken, in the next 10 or so years, these buildings we've documented may not be there. I want to use this opportunity to thank the NIA for giving us this opportunity to do this documentation. It's actually not my area. I'm a quantitarian specializing in simulation, but I'm here presenting on traditional buildings, and it is quite eye-opening and interesting. This was not done by me alone. I think it's only fair that I should mention the members of the committee that we did this work with. First, we have our chairman, Dr. Balamakos. Can you stand for recognition, please? I've not seen him. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Followed by my Oga, Architect Sadoki. Architect Sadoki, it is his area, actually. We also have Nazifi. Nazifi, okay. We have Jabiru. Jabiru should be served with a query. I just saw you are just coming in now. You should have a query. And then we have Mohammed. No, you should stand up. Aha, Mohammed. These are the people we went around all the sites with. And I'm sure what you've seen on the screen, when we go to site, you'll see it will be more entertaining than what had been shown here. So thank you very much. Maybe I should explain how we go about this. The tour, please. Initially, we are thought of splitting the group into 3 so that each group will visit 3 buildings. But when we saw that we've been given 4 hours, 4 hours is more than enough for us to visit all the sites. So we are going to visit all the sites today together as a team. And please, we've allotted 20 minutes for every site. When we go, we'll introduce the building, and then we'll allow just 2 minutes for the custodians to say 1 or 2 things. And then if we have questions, if we have observations, that can be done. But it will all be done within 20 minutes. And as we traverse, we'll go through the market, because there's a market visit. We'll pass through the market as we are going to She Towers house. We please crave the indulgence of members to let us stick to the time given. Once HOD Architect Ibrahim, where are you? Once the HOD says it's time, we have to leave and move to the next site. And Sarkin Tarihi will explain the history of the various gates as we get there. But we are not going to alight from the vehicle, please. Within the vehicle, Sarkin Tarihi will explain the history of the gates. But the houses will come down and visit all the houses. Thank you very much. Please be ready for a serious exercise this morning. Thank you very much.
A very big round of applause for Architect Issa, please. I think the chair NIA state chapter, Architect Binta Uthman, didn't make a mistake by bringing you. Even though you are saying it's not your area of expertise, I'm sure everybody will be delighted by how you have simulated history between yourself and your team completely. Before we leave, I will just want to quickly recognize the representative of the Emir, His Royal Highness Ambassador Ahmed Nuhu Mali, ably represented by the Wakil in Tarihi, who is going to take us round, Alhaji Shehu Ahmed. He's going to be responsible for all of the guidance we are going to go through today. He is truly a repository of history. The first time I came for this program, and I was introduced to him, and he asked where I came from, and I told him my surname. I was shocked. He immediately mentioned my paternal grandfather's name, and then my maternal great-grandfather's name. And, you know, first-hand history is really amazing. You are welcome, sir. Our own chair, the first female chair of NIA Kaduna chapter, Architect Victor Usman Maliki. You are welcome. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Architect Kau Muhammad, who doesn't want to acknowledge his own presence alone. And I'm saying he has to play a dual role because he's ably representing the HGS, Architect Nina Briggs, at the national level. We also have to the far left one of our also great patrons, Architect Isa Man, all the way from Niger State chapter. There is Architect Christine Dandok from Card Poly. Yes, you are welcome, ma. As well as the HOD of Architecture Department, Nuhu Bamali Polytechnic. At this point, I think it will be fair to say that we are ready to go. We'll want everybody to please just conduct themselves in orderly manner. You know, once the locals begin to see this kind of crowd, they become inquisitive so that we don't get carried away and we leave some other people behind. So I think Architect Isa, we're ready. Okay. Yes. Okay. So with your permission, ma. Okay. You have anything?
Yeah. So we have, you can see we have 4 buses here. We have the security at the front. Then the EXCO, because we are the ones that know the place, and the committee will be in this first vehicle. Then others will follow. I'm sure the vehicle can accommodate us, right? Thank you.
Let's go, please. Okay.
kasar ZAZZAU jika ne da ɗan jika kaga alu gidan sidi ya sarki